To Kenya now, where new pictures have emerged showing the full extent of the damage to the Westgate shopping centre. Now, that was the scene of a 4-day siege by armed fighters where at least 72 people died. Kenya's investigation team have been joined by a group of foreign experts to comb through the rubble for DNA and fingerprints.
The question everyone wants answered: how did the Al-Qaeda-linked terror group Al-Shabaab pull off what's being called a meticulously planned attack? US, British and Israeli investigators are assisting in the probe.
There is, to a certain extent, more normal activity here. Some people are allowed who work in businesses down this road. Some of the residents are being allowed to pass through. But in general, the security challenges you just mentioned are really the issue, I think, that is perhaps slowing things down at this point. The fact that the security forces do think there could still be booby traps that have been set by the militants. And then there's just sort of physical challenges inside that shopping complex of the part of the building that collapsed towards the end of the security forces' operation to end the siege. The rubbled or the mangled metal that there is as well, and with bodies, it's understood, buried in amongst that, and sifting through that. Very important part of their work, of course, will be to separate the bodies of the militants from those of any of the hostages who are still there. And there is even some report in the local media today suggesting that some of the militants might have blown themselves up at the very end of the security forces operation.
How did the Al-Shabaab terrorists pull off the attack? NBC News has learned they stashed weapons inside the mall in advance of the attack and had inside help. They rehearsed the attack, according to the New York Times, using blueprints of the mall and getting into Kenya by paying off corrupt border guards. New video today from inside the mall shows the extent of the damage. Deputy Commander Moses Mbate, who led a hostage rescue team, says the militants also rigged the mall with IEDs. A trained negotiator, Mbati says the assault was so fierce there was no time to talk. It was one of his men who saved a terrified mother and her children who had played dead until help came.
As rubble from the partially collapsed complex is searched, Kenyan authorities don't expect the overall death toll of 72 people to rise significantly.
We have begun the exercise of addressing the forensic effort to determine the authenticity or otherwise whether there are still any bodies held up there. We are convinced that there will be insignificant, if any, bodies still held up there except for the terrorists.
3 days of mourning are being marked in Kenya, which says at least 10 people are in custody in connection with the attack.